concluding discussion about Max Weber, it could be said that Max Weber presented a sort of blending or fusion of historical research and sociological theorizing. So he tried to combine the history and sociology in the development of historical sociology. So he introduced the critical methodological concept, what in German called Stehen. So methodologically looked into the causality of the phenomenon. So he was more of a positivistic kind of person, looking into the cause and consequences of the phenomenon. So he based his theories on his thought about social action and social relationships. Maybe that was at the micro level, but also he looked at the relationships at the macro level. So he looked at large structures as institutions of society, and bureaucracy is one important institution which he looked into. So he, as part of the substantive sociology, he looked at three structures of authority: traditional structure of authority, charismatic authority, and rational legal authority. So in the context of rational legal authority, he introduced the famous ideal typical bureaucracy, where he looked at the different statuses, the hierarchy of those statuses, and then everything governed by rules and regulations, and whatever the decisions are to be made, these are based on rationality, reasoning. So in that context, he also said that there is a trend towards the rationalization of the world, the whole society, the whole world. Means in this world, every action is based on rationality, and every consequence could be explained on the basis of that rationality. So at the cultural level, Weber articulated the idea that the world was becoming increasingly dominated by norms and values of rationalization. So ये एक तरह की कल्चर बन रही है, उसने कहा, कि जिसमें हमारे जितने decisions हैं, जितने actions हैं, those will be based on rationalization. And ये जो चीज़ है, it becomes part and parcel of the values of the society, part and parcel of the expectations, जिसको आप norms कह सकते हैं, of the society. So rationalization was sweeping across all these institutions in the West. So there were major barriers to this process in the Eastern world. So that's what he looked at. Not only the Eastern world, but the rest of the world. Anything beyond Western society, he thought at that time, was not being governed by rationalization. Then he tried to make a connection between religion and capitalism. So he established the relationship between religious ideas and the development of the spirit of capitalism, and ultimately the capitalism itself. So he saw how the West developed a distinctively rational religious system, which he was again represented by Calvinists. So that is how he showed that the key role of the religion in the rise of rational economic system, and that rational economic system was capitalism. So other religions are there in China and India. These religions did not, let's say, these were not instrumental in the development of rationalism or capitalism as he found in the Western society. So capitalism was also there, but that was of a different type. So that is how Weber tried to put rationalization as a part of the norms and values of the modern society, and that's where we are proceeding, and that's what we see around us.